Good evening, Wildcat fans, and welcome to Montague High School for tonight's action between the Newaygo Lions and the host Montague Wildcats. Newaygo Lions are in the NCAA, the Newaygo County Athletic Association. Currently, they are in second place with a 12-2 record, 14-2 record overall, 11-2 in the conference. They, like us, however, have a chance to be conference champions since they play White Cloud on Friday night, and if they win, they will be tied for the conference championship. So, Dale, we have with us here tonight two championship caliber teams. We don't know exactly what to expect from the Lions because we haven't seen them before, but with that kind of a record, I misspoke, it's actually 14-4 overall, 2 defeats in the conference, but the record would indicate a good competitive club.
Well, in a game like this, Larry, of course, it's important with tournaments coming up for them to get some tests and to be challenged a little bit because nobody wants to have a cakewalk when they start the districts. They want to play good competition. The better the competition you play, the more likely you're going to play better.
Well, like us as well, Newaygo hosts their own district tournaments, and so they're looking forward to that, of course. They feel they have a good shot at coming out of their own districts the same as we have a good shot at coming out of ours. As tonight's broadcast continues on, we will, of course, let the fans know about the draw for our own districts, etc. These Wildcats have had a great season, win, lose, or draw tonight, Friday night, or during the tournament. I think we were looking at the records today, as I recall, and over the last 4 years till tonight's game, I believe we're 78-9, Dale, not too shabby.
Well, there wouldn't be very many schools, outstate at least, in the state of Michigan, that could match that kind of a success record. But even more important than that, Larry, and we've talked about this a number of times, is not only the records, but the kind of kids and teams that we've had over the course of the past 4 years. They've been winners in every sense of the word, much more than just wins and losses on the court. They've been just A1 students, good role models and citizens, and sportsmanship has always played a key role. And we have every reason to be proud of them for a lot more than just the 78-9.
Very appropriate remarks, Dale. Want to comment just briefly. We might not be able to get this whole thing in. We'll have to come back to it. But we're beginning to get some recognition on a statewide basis, Dale. I just saw on the sports report tonight before I came, we're again ranked 6th in the state. I know the Detroit News has given us some coverage. So if you're a Wildcat fan, that's kind of nice to see as well.
It sure is. Sometimes it takes years to be able to get known around the state, but once you get there, sometimes it's hard to lose it too.
Right. Well, fans, we're going to go down on court now for the pregame ceremonies, the singing of our national anthem, and once again, we'll have, well, I guess we're going to have some other ceremonies before the national anthem. I'm not just sure what is happening, Dale. I'm sorry. I can't tell what they're...
I wish I could help too.
Eric Webb, Ryan Anglem. I believe this might be the introduction of the seniors since it would be their last home contest. Mark Schneider coming out onto the court. Principal Roger Finland congratulating each of the seniors, of course. Matt Cotter, very much improved player. Mark Schneider, super sixth man off the bench. Anglem, Schroff, excellent contributors. And Jody Scudder, of course, multi-year cheerleader for the Wildcats. Kelsey Tyner and Miss Simon's going to sing our national anthem. Andrea Simon and Kelsey Tyner, both members of Honors Choir, singing our national anthem as the American flag is taken across the court we want to be mindful of the troops involved in Desert Storm, coalition forces in the Middle East. And now for the starting lineups. First for the Newaygo Lions. Starting at one guard, number 11, 5'11" senior Todd Nasadis. A returning letterman, number 11, Nasadis. At the other guard, number 12, 5'10" junior Nathan Hulst. At one forward, number 22, 6'1" senior Dave Ferguson. The other forward, number 24, 6'0" junior Jason Long. And at center, 6'3" senior Joe Swinehart. And the Lions are coached by Coach Mike Comfort. Now the introductions for the host Montague Wildcats. Starting at one guard, playing his last home contest during the regular season play, Eric Webb, number 30. Junior, number 20, Scott Lindquist at the other guard position. At center, also a senior, number 34, leading rebounder in the league, Doug Schroff. Matt Cotter at one forward, number 54, strong performer throughout the season. The other forward, number 32, Ryan Anglum, consistently beneficial to the Wildcat attack throughout the season. Nice touch at North Muskegon. Of course, the Wildcats are coached by Mr. Jim Tate. Well, Dale, a non-league contest is sometimes a little letdown, but I don't think the Wildcats want to let down given that recognition we were talking about a while ago.
No, they're going to come out and play hard. That's the only way they know how to play, Larry. You know that, as do our fans. So, of course, we've been flat on a couple of occasions this year, but it's not because of not playing hard. And I'm sure they'll come right out tonight and go after them.
Well, last Friday night was an example of that flatness during the first quarter in North Muskegon. I think we scored 13 points, but they were not easy points, and they came hard to us.
So the second quarter ended up being real decisive on Friday night. Outscored the North Muskegon Norsemen 26-4, and that was the ball game.
Joe Swinehart against Doug Schloff to start the game. The tip-off goes back to Eric Webb. Must be kind of difficult for the Wildcat seniors and the Newaygo seniors, if they have any like this, playing a last game. Matt Cotter from Lindquist breaks the plane, giving the Cats the early lead, 2-0. Nice inside move by Matt.
Oh, that was just an excellent move by Matt Cotter. It's just hard to put into words how much he's improved this year.
Number 22 for the Newaygo Lions is Dave Ferguson from the corner. Makes it a tie contest with 7:26 remaining in the quarter. Eric Webb coming back now. Wildcats in their stack offense, and Newaygo, of course, in a man-to-man defense at this point. Inside to Schloff. Drive to the left baseline. Up and good. 4-2 Montague. Wildcats hitting 100% so far. Nice attempt at a save by Anglum, but it results in a basket by Swinehart, number 31. Excellent hustle by Anglum that time. Eric Webb driving left, now looks to the paint, and we're going to have a foul called in the paint as Eric passed off to Matt Cotter. First personal foul of the quarter for either team, and the foul is in number 12, Nathan Hulst. Webb underneath, looking to Schloff, gets it to him, up. No good that time, and the Lions find themselves on a fast break. Good by Todd Nasadis.
That looked like us coming down the court. They got that ball off the defensive board real fast, Larry.
They surely did.
Moved it right up the court.
It had three white shirts back to midcourt before we were hardly to the three-point line. Webb looking across the court to Schloff, to the paint, up. Good. Nice roll that time. Good touch. Tie game, 6 apiece, as the foul is going to be called in front of the scorer's table on Eric Webb. Eric trying to hustle out and get himself set in front of the Newaygo Lion, but couldn't quite make it there in time. First personal on Eric Webb, first of the evening for the Wildcats. Ferguson, Todd Nasadis, point guard. Nasadis is the only returning letterman on the court right now, I believe, Dale, and that could make a difference.
Yes, it could.
Knocked out of bounds by the Wildcats.
Did you mention just before the broadcast, Larry, that they are missing a couple of starters tonight as well?
I didn't happen to mention that, but it's an interesting point to expand on. I'm told by Coach Mumford that Jeff Fry, a senior, along with Chad Grable, a senior, are both hampered by injuries. They may see limited action at least, but they did not start this evening. From the outside, Lindquist gets a rebound off a long shot. Cotter with the ball down the right side, drives to the right baseline up, and it's blocked but fouled in the meantime.
Matt's taken number 24, Jason Long, down low twice now, and that could be a key matchup, Larry, as we get into the contest. Matt, of course, scored the first bucket, and now he's drawn the foul, so we'll have to watch that matchup as the game develops.
Well, Matt's had good success at the line this year. 48 of 62 and makes it one more. 49 of 63 is 77% shooter thus far on the season from the charity stripe. Nice form, and he gets two. That's his 4th point of the night, making it 8-6 Wildcats. From the 3-point line on the right-hand side, Joe Swinehart has it fall short, but it's going to be out of bounds to the Lions. Lions looking to put it into play under their own basket, and it is Swinehart who misses the inside shot. Cotter with a nice position for the rebound. Back to Webb. Good. 17-footer by Eric Webb makes it 10-6 Montague with 5:30 remaining in the first quarter. Shot is up and good by Hulst. That was a nice shot as Lindquist was right on him.
Just an excellent shot by Nathan Hulst. This Newaygo team really knows how to move the ball.
Yes, they do. They trail by 2 early in the contest. 5:13 in the first quarter. Lindquist looking to the right. Inside it goes to Cotter once again, working against Long. Up short this time. Wildcats fight for the rebound, and I believe there's going to be a foul underneath the Wildcat basket called on the Newaygo Lions, Dale.
Yeah, that foul's going to go against Dave Ferguson, I believe. It always amazes me, Larry, how Ryan Anglem is always around the ball. He has a knack for being where it is, comes up with key rebounds.
Schneider, who just came into the contest for Anglem, puts it up short. Webb. Tate, who came in for Lindquist, misses from the 15-foot line, and the Lions come back to the attack. Drops it back to the top now. Nasadis looking to set it up. Eric Webb with the steal. Well, he gets it over the top of the rim that time, but Matt Cotter has a nice rebound and basket.
Beautiful follow-up by Matt Cotter. We had a 2-on-1 break there, and Eric drove in just a little bit hard. Matt was there for the rebound.
You mentioned Anglem being in the right place at the right time most of the time. Matt Cotter is no exception to that either.
I was going to make the same comment, and I thought, no, I'm going to try to be original. I won't say the same thing, but that thought certainly went through my mind. Over the course of the year, Matt has certainly had those same kind of situations happen.
Eric Webb back to Brad Tate. Down low to Schneider, looking inside. Eric Webb driving the paint. He dropped it for Cotter, but I think Schneider's going to get the personal foul drawn on number 12 as he picked up the loose ball off from Cotter's hand. Nathan Hulst with the personal.
Looked like Mark was a little surprised that he had the ball as it came to him, but then he made the move inside and was fouled.
That's the second.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Larry.
Well, I was going to say a second personal on Hulst. And
4th team foul on Newaygo.
Eric Webb on the inbound. Good. 14-8. 6-point difference now. Favor the Wildcats. Wildcats with their patented pressure defense. Newaygo once again from the 3-point line. No good. Dave Ferguson got that rebound. Nathan Hulst now. Well, Doug Schlaff almost came up with that steal. And now Brad Tate, I believe, is going to be called for the personal. Nice hustle by Schlaff that time. Knocked the ball back into play, but we couldn't quite gain control.
Well, that's Montague's 2nd team foul.
First on Schlaff. Lindquist back in for Webb. We've seen that rotation all season long, Dale, and it's made a big difference in some of the Wildcat games, I think, where we've had some fresh people coming in off the bench.
Well, we've talked about the success of the Montague teams the last 4 years, Larry, and that's certainly a big reason is the ability they've had to substitute off the bench and not be hurt at all and keep a smooth flow of the game going.
Jason Long hit that three-pointer for the Lions to pull them within 3. Lindquist on the turnaround, no good on the shot. The foul will be called against the Lions, number 12, I believe, and that's going to be Holt's third personal, if that's who it is.
I believe it's on number 12.
Well, with 3:13 left in the third quarter, if you're Mike Pumford sitting on the Newaygo bench, you don't like to see 3 personals on anybody, really.
Not in the first quarter, you don't. That's correct.
We note they only have 9
They're
players.
a little
too.
thin. I was
They're
just thinking
right?
that, yes. They're going to have to make use of those people who may even be hurt a little bit.
Lindquist good at the line. 71% on the season, 41 and 58.
Jeff Fry has come into the ball game, Larry, and he's the one that has been nursing either an ankle or a knee. It looks maybe a knee.
A knee, yes, From the outside again, and Schloff gets a rebound off the missed shot by Todd Nusadis. Lindquist in the paint, up. Will be fouled once again as the shot goes hard off the glass. Lindquist will find himself at the line once more as referee Jerry Porter calls the foul underneath. First foul on Nusadis. Dale, one of the important things we've seen so far is that Newaygo makes a great deal of use of that outside three-pointer. And one of their, I'm not sure whether it's Fry or Graybill. I believe it's Graybill, who was out of the lineup, is their leading three-point shooter. So I would guess that they have tried to make a great deal of use of that throughout the season.
That certainly could hurt him tonight then if he's not in the ball game.
Jason Long to top. Number 25, Jeff Fry, and number 30 now goes up with a shot. Fry back with the rebound. Outside again, that's Jason Long with his second three-pointer.
I was going to say that's his second one, so if Clark Grable is their top shooter, they certainly have a good second one in Jason Long.
Wildcats lead by 2, 16-14. Schloff to the baseline. Drops it back out for Schneider. Schneider in the paint, up, no good. Wildcats, Anglin gets the rebound. Up, no good. Lindquist with the rebound. No good. Lindquist with the rebound. Blocked. But the shot blocked. There's also going to be a foul on that shot.
Well, that was just outstanding offensive rebounding, Larry. I think we must have had at least 3 or 4 shots at the hoop. And I didn't see any fouls. There's quite a bit of complaining going on the Newaygo side, but I certainly didn't see any fouls, at least for the rebounds. Just good aggressive play on the part of the Wildcats.
I think one of the things the Newaygo fans thought too was that there might have been a 3-second violation there. But when the shot goes up.
That's right. Every time the shot goes up, as our cameraman knows, every time the shot goes up, the 3-point or the 3-second timing starts over. So
who is our cameraman tonight?
Well, we're glad to have Mr. Gary Bodine here as the cameraman tonight.
Welcome aboard, Mr. Bodine. Number 31, Joe Swinehart underneath for that rebound and pushback, but even though the shot is no good, now it'll be Newaygo's turn at the charity stripe as the foul is called on Lindquist, his first.
Well, we've had several fouls in the first quarter, Larry. I don't know how many Newaygo has, but I would guess they have at least 6 or 7. And Montague has, I believe, 3 now.
Well, they've only posted 2 on Montague,
but I think that number's been up there. So we're gonna. Yes, now they've got the 3 up.
Yes,
so
okay.
I believe we have at least 9 fouls in the first quarter and maybe 10. That's quite a number of fouls for one quarter.
I'm not sure what the discussion is here. I think whether he was shooting or whether it was before or after the foul. And I believe they're going to put him at the line. 2 shots is what the signal is from the referee now. And so Joe Swinehart will try to add to the Newaygo total of 14 with 1:54 remaining in the first quarter. 18-15 now, Montague with a 3-point lead. And it remains a 3-point lead. Dale, we've scored 5 more points in the first quarter than we scored last Friday night against the Norse. Lindquist
Nice.
with the roll, back of the rim. Lindquist up, can't get it to drop, and he's going to pick up his second personal as he goes after the rebound.
Well, you don't criticize Scott for that. That was just excellent hustle on his part, and the shots just didn't fall that time for us. That's the fourth team foul on Montague, so they're still not in a 1-on-1. We have 1:35 left in the first quarter.
Ottinger with the ball inside. Nice move that time by the Lions' Jeff Fry. Doesn't look like that knee is troubling him too much.
No,
right there with that
was
move,
a
Dale.
very nice move.
Lindquist from outside this time. Lindquist just having real difficulty with his shots tonight, but I'm glad to see him keep trying as a parent.
Absolutely.
Webb with a nice steal down the court. No good, and Fry comes away with the rebound.
Newaygo's getting back on defense, Larry, very well. They had 3 people back that time, and Eric pulled up short, took the shot, and they had the rebounding position on us. So you could tell Newaygo's very well coached.
Ottinger from the outside, and I noticed Newaygo's using that stack offense. Stack offense. That's a deflection, I think is what
it's a deflection. I'm sure it's going to be a deflection.
It's going to be Newaygo ball. That's the correct call by the official there.
I believe it is.
Inadvertent whistle there, perhaps. Outside official saw the deflection. Perhaps the one underneath didn't see the ball being deflected. Newaygo coaching staff a little upset that the play was stopped, Dale.
Well, and then they were complaining that the player came in as a substitute when it was a inadvertent whistle. But I think that's the right call to let him come in.
Cotter to Webb.
Nice move by Eric.
Nice move. 20-17, Montague with 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Webb with another steal to his credit. Have we ever seen that before in this gym, Dale?
Well, geez, I don't know. Maybe once or twice.
We've seen it 60. Before this game tonight, we've seen it 64 times for the season.
Oh, that's a good move.
Schlock with a nice baseline move. Ball goes out of bounds at the whistle. The score is Montague 22, Newaygo 17 at the end of the first quarter. Well, Dale, we have a 5-point lead, and 22 points in the first quarter is a pretty good amount. But on the other hand, the Lions didn't roll over and play dead.
No,
they're still alive in the den.
They certainly didn't. I think we saw evidence of us coming alive at the end of the first quarter, about a minute left. We seemed to pick up a little steam, had a couple of steals, and turned it over and made a couple of baskets. So that's what happened Friday night, if you'll recall. We were behind 9-8, I believe, with about 15, maybe 20 seconds left in the quarter, and turned it around, scored 5 quick points, unanswered points, and went ahead 13-9.
Right.
And it was all downhill from there. So.
Right, exactly. In the second quarter, I think we scored, as I recall,
26 points.
Okay, I was going to say close to 30.
26, yeah, that is. 26 points to North Muskegon's 4, because it was 39-13 at half. So sometimes it takes us just a little while to get going. We'll see how we progress here at the beginning minutes of the second quarter.
Well, if you think about it, Dale, 22 points in the quarter isn't too bad.
That works out to 88 points. That's pretty good in 32 minutes of basketball.
It's above the Wildcats scoring average for the season in the first quarter, I'm sure.
From what we've seen so far, though, Newaygo's a very well coached team, and there again they put it down, get the first 2 points in the second quarter.
Swinehart with the basket. Swinehart's had some nice underneath position and some good moves there, Dale.
I think number 24 just hurt his ankle, Larry, but I don't know. I might be wrong. Looked to me like he was limping.
The Wildcats turn that one over, and there is Jeff Long from the outside with another 3-point attempt. A little short, but Swinehart gets a rebound. This time it's Schlaff with the rebound. Schlaff coming back out, leading the fast break on the left side. Baseline drive, up, over the top, and Matt Cotter is going to contest for the loose ball. Goes out of bounds to the Newaygo Lions.
Number 24, Jason Long, is going to go out. I think his ankle is hurting him a little bit, Larry. He's hobbling somewhat. Being replaced by number 25, Jeff Fry.
There is Fry across the timeline. Knocked away by Lindquist, picked up by Webb. Webb's setting it up. Lindquist grabs it, back to Webb. Schneider.
Nice move by Dougie inside.
There it is. 13-footer on the inside of the paint.
That's the problem. You never know what Doug's tendency is, either to go into the middle or to go outside. He does both moves equally well. Good steal by Scott Lindquist again. Looks like one of those nights for Scott where he can steal everything.
Eric Webb, great move. I think Eric has 8 or 10 points already, Dale.
He's just made a beautiful move inside.
Fry, no good, and the leading rebounder in the West Michigan Conference pulls down another. Schneider, Webb, Lindquist, baseline move on Lindquist, or by Lindquist, and he draws the foul on Swinehart.
I think Newaygo's probably going to call a timeout here. They're
26-19 is the score, with the momentum definitely going in favor of the Wildcats right now. And you're right, the Newaygo Lions take that timeout.
We seem to just all of a sudden just catch fire, and whether it's a couple of quick baskets and a steal, a combination or whatever, turnover on the part of the opposing team, and you can be ahead by 5 points or behind by 5 points against Montague, and all of a sudden you can look up at the scoreboard and it can be 12 or 14.
That's exactly right.
And you don't even know what's hit you. It can happen so quickly in the span of I'd say 1.5 minutes.
Newaygo, we mentioned, had a 14-4 record coming into tonight. It's 11-2 in the conference, and they're showing us why tonight. Even though they're behind right now, they have been playing a strong game against the 6th-ranked Wildcats. The Detroit News, we said, mentioned the Wildcats, and gave a little history of Coach Tate's coming to Montague. Of course, we have to go back further than Coach Tate, too. We remember the last year that Vern Hill was the Wildcat varsity coach. I believe the Wildcats chalked up 14 wins that season, as I recall.
14-6 or 14-7.
I believe so.
Like that, yeah.
So the Wildcats have had a 5-year tradition, at least, if not more. Swinehart, the official's talking to him right now, is a 2-time all-conference returner for the Lions. He is their leading rebounder, their leading scorer. Lindquist, good from the line, makes it an 8-point lead, biggest of the night for the Wildcats, 27-19.
We might mention that Scott's shooting side probably just jinxed him, Larry. Good hustle.
He's shooting 0 from the floor, I know that.
Well, I was going to say that Scott was the ninth leading percentage shooter in the league for free throws, shooting 71%. Oh, nice move by Mark. Beautiful pass
underneath to Anglem. Beautiful
pass by Mark Schneider to Ryan Anglem under the basket.
Excellent sight on the floor that time. Newaygo inside. Lindquist, I believe, with the foul.
I bet Scott gives guys nightmares with those hands of his. He's just so quick, and he's always around you. Scott plays just excellent defense.
That's his 3rd personal of the night, so he's going to get some bench time right now with 5:47 left in the first half. He takes a seat on the pine.
We all know what that's like.
Yes. Swinehart, short on the free throw. That'd be a Wildcat ball. Brad Tate, who came in for Lindquist, brings it. No, excuse me, Webb came up in for Lindquist, but Brad Tate brings it up court. Schneider looking inside, drives the baseline, back out to Tate. Tate to Webb. Tate back to Schneider. Nice perimeter work. There's an inside paint move by Eric Webb. That time it goes back off the glass and bounces off the rim to the Lions' Swinehart.
Eric's done a nice job tonight, Larry, of penetrating that middle on several occasions.
He surely has. We're going to have a foul, I believe, called on Anglem over the back. Brad Tate made a nice swipe at the wall, knocked it away from the outside player, right to their own man inside, and Ryan, in trying to get the ball away, fouled over the back. Jeff Fry will get the free throw shot from the charity stripe.
Well, if they can continue to give Eric that middle like that, Newaygo's going to have to do one of two things: either let him continue to drive and probably score quite a few baskets, or come up and stop it a little bit quicker, and that should open up underneath.
Right you are. Fry, 6'2" from the line, bringing them back within 8, 29-21, with 5:10 left in the first half. Play being set up by the Wildcats. Look inside. Again, it goes to Schlaff. Across
beautiful pass.
Off the glass is Mark Schneider. That's a difficult shot to bank from the baseline, Dale, but it looked pretty.
Yes, it is.
Schlaff with a steal.
Oh, what a play by Doug Schlaff. Just fantastic.
Nice assist to Webb for the basket from Schneider. Schneider's had some exciting moments for the Wildcats this year. Excuse me, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Mark has played an awfully key role coming off the bench as the sixth man, and has really made a difference in a number of ball games.
As a coach, you have to just be glad that you have a strong bench sitting next to you. Any night, of course. I'm going to have a foul called, I believe, on...
Going to have a push-off on number 11. Yes, that was pretty obvious.
DeSatis, back of Eric Webb, didn't have a chance for the rebound, so he thought he'd get a better chance.
Yep.
Webb at the Wildcat line, shooting 66% on the season from the charity.
Well, with just a little over 4 minutes, Larry, we've expanded that lead to 12 points from a quarter ending of 5. And Eric's going to try to make it 13, and it is. 34-21 with 4:19 left in the second quarter.
Dale, there's a little bit different atmosphere in the gym tonight compared to the last couple of times we've been on the air. Do you sense that?
I'd say it's a whole lot more relaxed, if you will.
It's a lot more relaxed. The intensity just isn't there on the part of the crowd. They're here supporting the Wildcats, of course, but it's not quite the same as playing against a...
No, that's exactly right.
Team.
Of course, we're going now for trying to win as many games as we can for the season.
Cotter got that rebound and now has the ball on the offensive end. Webb setting the play up. Anglem. Cotter underneath.
Oh, nice move by Matt Cotter. Strong move inside.
And there's an excellent steal by Jamie Hooks, who couldn't quite reach Eric Webb. Jamie Hooks came in the contest for Doug Schlaff a minute or so ago.
I'm gonna say I told you so, Larry, because now it's up to a 16-point lead, and it's something we just mentioned a few minutes ago,
right.
How fast they can put it to you. Newaygo, I believe that's their second timeout they've called already.
It is.
And so you can tell that they're a little bit confused by what's been happening in this second quarter. We've certainly controlled the tempo and controlled the rebounding, especially on the defensive boards. They've only been getting one shot. And
if you're Mike Pumford, though, you almost have to take that timeout right now, even though you don't like to have two this early in the game. But
absolutely, you're correct. That's exactly right. You have to take that, otherwise it'll get just way too far out of reach, and then you're really in no man's land. So, and let's face it, the game is never over until the last quarter, and the clock ticks off. But our kids just play so well. They just don't get ahead usually by a large number of points and then give it up.
No, you're right. You're right. They play well, and they play well together, I think, is a big key to it. Both offensively and defensively, they've been together a long time.
Yes, they
Coming
have.
up through the elementary program, I think that makes a difference. They can more or less sense where one another is going to be on the court.
Right now, Larry, we're playing with 3 starters, but again, the value of that bench is reflected in so many ways.
DeSatis long. Down low it goes. Nice movement that time.
Good movement.
Dave Ferguson with the basket. Ball is going to be pushed out of bounds by Jamie Hooks. Newaygo Lions had good pressure on the ball on the inbounds pass that time, and as a result, the Wildcats turn it over.
Coach Tate's not sure about that call, but I think that was a good call.
It was a good call, and when he sees the tape, I think he'll probably think it was too. Ferguson inside. Nice paint basket by DeSatis, number 11. The Wildcats come back to the attack. Newaygo is putting on that pressure themselves now, Dale. A little heavier than earlier in the game, I think.
Well, that seems to have caused a little bit of problems.
Schlaff looking. Now, Dale, I've had several people ask me about that call. we know that if I pull up and grab the ball and I can't stand it for 5 seconds, but the referee signaled 5 seconds. What does that mean? He wasn't holding the ball.
I'm not sure about the call, to be honest with you. I really don't know.
I think it's when you're within the 3 foot. You don't.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's my understanding. Yes, that's my understanding.
The defensive player is within the 3 foot mark.
I guess
of
the defensive player. I guess he was calling him being in the. There you could see the. Could you see the defensive players move up and stop, Eric, and an errant pass there, but that certainly opens up the underneath. And
well, Dale, you know what? Less than a minute ago, we were up by 16, and
now it's down to 8.
Takes the timeout because Newaygo's whittled that away to an 8-point lead, 37-29, with exactly 2 minutes left in the first half.
In a matter of 2 minutes and 19 seconds, they've scored 8 straight points, and that was an excellent timeout by Coach Pumford. Is that what his name is?
Yes, it certainly was a good timeout by Coach Pumford.
I wasn't sure if his name was Pumford or if it was.
Well, Newaygo, you know, I don't know an awful lot about their club, but I know that Coach Mike Pumford had a son by the name of Pumford. Imagine that, coming through the Newaygo system, who was an All-State candidate a while ago, and they had some excellent teams during the young Pumford's reign as the leader of the pack there. And once you get a tradition going, it's kind of important. I mean, you want to carry that on if you're the successors to that tradition.
I'm thinking that they've had some awfully strong girls basketball teams in Newaygo.
Yes, they have.
I recall Stan Thomas, I believe, is the athletic director over there, and they've had some state championship teams over there with some of his girls I know playing on those teams.
You're right.
They know how to play basketball.
In fact, wasn't Carrie Thomas, the coach's daughter, an All-Stater?
I believe that's right, yes.
I think she ended up being All-State for the girls' basketball team.
And one of his daughters was coaching, I believe, at Kent State, too, one of Stan's daughters. But I don't recall or don't know if she's still there or not. There's another turnover by the Wildcats, Larry. We've been a little bit suspect now here in the last couple of minutes.
Yes, that's 4 turnovers for us in the recent
past. What a play by Eric
Webb. Matt Cotter with the pass. Couldn't quite get it to drop. Nice inside move.
That was one of the best steals I think you'd ever want to see. Eric was literally on all fours.
Yes.
To kind of get around the offensive player and batted the ball away and made a tremendous steal. Well, and Eric has had a couple of those tonight.
Eric is the leading steal man on the Wildcat squad, as we said, with 64 coming into tonight's game. He's also among the top 3 in the league, as I recall. He's even first last time we had the statistics, I believe. So
that's an interesting statistic, though. In terms of the league, Larry, we have 4 of the top 5 for steals. So
Webb, Lindquist, Schlaff, and Cotter.
Says something about the kind of defense they play.
Well, it surely does, and I think it's unusual, especially that 2 of those 4 are not the point guards. They're not the outside men where you think about them having a lot of speed and quickness, etc.
That was an excellent pass, Larry, by Jeff Fry. I want to give him credit there. He had what looked like an open 12-footer and really zeroed it in to his teammate who made it the second time around.
Ferguson brings the Lions within 8 once again, 39-31, 1:11 remaining in the first half. Ball's knocked out of bounds and will go to the Lions.
Matt Cotter was literally sandwiched there. And they're going to turn it over to
Long, along the right side, back to the top.
Well, he moves real well for a big kid,
yes,
doesn't he, Larry?
And there he is from the outside. Swinehart driving the paint, back out to Long. Another 3-point attempt. Good! That's at least 3 of those, Dale. You're right. 39-34, a 5-point difference now in favor of the Wildcats. Cotter with the baseline move again off the glass. Oh. What a night Matt Cotter is having.
I might add, it's Matt's 18th birthday today, so we want
happy birthday, Matt.
Want to wish him a happy birthday from his mom and dad, Dave and Lynn Cotter.
All right. There he gets a rebound, but can't get it out to Brad Tate.
20 seconds left in the half.
Long setting up the stack offense. That's Brian Kay with the ball, number 30. We haven't announced him before tonight. He just came in a few minutes ago. There we have it over and back call for sure this time.
Boy, that's one of those forced errors. They just forced them into a turnover, Larry. And how many times have you seen that happen, where they forced them into a turnover?
Many. Out of bounds underneath the Wildcat.
Boy, that was a good defensive play on the part of the Newaygo player. Ryan Anglem was open on the flank, and that may have saved 2 points.
2 seconds left in the half. Wildcats underneath the Brad Tate. Over the top, no good. So at halftime, the score is Montague Wildcats 41, Newaygo Lions 34. Dale, 22 points the first quarter, 41 for the first half. We're going to have in the neighborhood of 80 at that rate, above the average of the Wildcats. But on the other hand, the Lions have 34, and if you multiply that out, theoretically they're going to be above the Wildcat opponent scoring average too. So
almost to their scoring average.
Yes, that's right.
72 points a game. It was a quarter of swings, wasn't it?
Montague,
in the first 4 minutes of the quarter came out and had a lead of 16 points, and then in the last 4 minutes of the quarter, the Lions in Newaygo cut it down to 7. So I guess you'd say it was just about even. Montague picked up 2 points in the quarter on him, but it certainly was a quarter of one-sidedness for 4 minutes Montague and 4 minutes Newaygo.
Right, you are. Well, Dale, I think we're just going to take a little break here at halftime. We deserve that, don't we?
I think we do.
Well, we'll be right back, fans, for the start of the second half between the Lions and the Wildcats. Welcome back to Montague High School, where tonight's score is Montague 41-34 for the Newaygo Lions at halftime. Dale, let's just talk a brief moment here about the upcoming sports action. We know we conclude our regular season this coming Friday against the Mason County Central Spartans at Scottville. Then comes March Madness. We know the drawing was held Monday morning at Montague, and we host those tournament ball games, one each of the first 4 weeknights of next week, 4, 5, 6, 7 of March. Who plays who?
Okay, on Monday night, Mason County Central will be playing Shelby. And then on Tuesday night, Montague will be playing Hart. We'll be hosting Hart. Then on Wednesday night, the winner of the Mason County Shelby game will be playing Hesperia. Then on Thursday night, the winner of the Montague Hart game will be playing Whitehall. And then on Saturday night, the finals will be held. And of course, the winner of the Whitehall Montague Hart game will play the winner of the Mason County Shelby Hesperia game. How did I do?
You did a great job, Dale. I'm really impressed. That's terrific. Well, we know that the Wildcats would like to come out of there victorious, of course, but we're quite confident that they can pull that off, obviously. But the main thing for the White Lake sports fans is that we're going to have lots of exciting action. Some great teams in that tournament. We've beaten Whitehall twice. We split with Shelby. We've beaten Scottville once, of course. We had a heck of a time with Hart at Hart. So we know we've got our hands full in that tournament.
I think legitimately, Larry, you could say 4 teams out of the 6 have a chance of winning that tournament. 2 in the upper bracket and 2 in the lower bracket. And it's a fairly well-balanced draw the way it came out, and they're going to be some real good matchups.
If you're a sports fan of basketball in the White Lake area, you want to find yourself in Montague High School's gym any of those nights, 4, 5, 6, or 7, and the Saturday night finals as well, in order to see some entertaining basketball action. Game time for each of those nights is 7 o'clock.
Except for the championship game.
For championship, right. And that championship is at 7:30. Is that right, Dale?
That is correct.
Well, here we are, ready for second half action, as the Wildcats will put the ball into play. We should just mention that the Wildcats tournament games will be broadcast on Channel 5. And regardless of who's in the finals, we will broadcast the district tournament finals as well. Starting 5 is on the court for Montague. Webb driving the paint once again. Nice inside move, but I think he's going to be called for the travel, Dale.
Well, that's one of those calls that you hate to have start a half, but that's the way it goes.
Well, going back to the late part of the second quarter,
Whoops.
The Wildcats have had some costly turnovers, and we certainly hope we can put a halt to that.
That's the good point to raise, Larry. The turnovers in the second quarter, I would guess Montague had almost maybe close to double digits in terms of turnovers.
I think you're right. It certainly let the Lions back into the contest, no matter how many that we had. Inside it goes to Schlaff, driving the left baseline. No good. Ryan Anglem with a nice position. Rebound, puts it up and in. 43-34. Anglem with nice move that time. Lions back on the attack.
Both Montague and Newaygo have a player out there with 3 fouls each, Larry, too. So we'll want to watch that.
That's right. And they're guarding
Nathan Holtz and Scott Lindquist, who are both guarding each other, I believe.
Broken up by Schlaff, picked up by Lindquist, and he gets it over to Webb. 6:50 remaining in the third quarter. The Wildcats get their second turnover of the second half. Lindquist looking inside to Schlaff. Good pass and nice move by Schlaff that time.
If they get the ball to Doug down low like that, that's going to be an awful difficult move for.
Extremely difficult to stop him underneath.
For anybody to stop.
Well, we're going to have number 11, Todd Nasadis, at the line as Doug Schlaff picks up his second. Well, I guess it's his first personal. I thought he had one in the first half, Dale, but apparently not.
There were 2 down here that I guess I missed the call on. I thought it was his second, too. But we're not going to argue on that.
No, we won't. Nasadis looking to bring them back to an 8-point difference, and does. 3-point play for the Newaygo Lions.
I'm not sure what we're stopping play for.
Referee has left the court. I believe he's shutting an outside door, Dale.
Could very well be.
Feeling that the air was a little bit too cool for the players here.
A little cold.
So once again, Schlaff puts it into play to Webb. Ahead it goes to Anglem. Anglem baseline back out. Anglem once again from 17 makes it good. Well, that's 4 points in the second half for Anglem. Nice to see him get off to a good start in this half. Long against Lindquist. Long, remember those 3-pointers from the first half, and now it's Nasadis with the outside 3-pointer, brings them within 7, 47-40. I'm impressed by Newaygo's use of that 3-point shot.
Well, I think they've had at least 4. They've had at least 4, maybe 5.
There's a 3-point attempt by Anglem, and this time the Wildcats can't seem to get the rebound. Tough break for the Lions.
Boy, that
inside shot was missed by Holtz.
Sometimes you see a play like that, Larry, and it just turns around the game because it looks like they have an easy 2. They miss an easy shot, and they end up fouling Montague, and they'll get the ball out of bounds.
Not only did Holtz miss that easy shot, Dale, but in the hustle and bustle trying to return the ball to the Lions, he picked up his 4th personal.
That hurts them.
Schlaff gets it into Cotter. Webb brings it up. 47-40, 5:32 remaining in the third quarter. Webb to the paint once again. A little too hard that time.
I think
Schneider, nice basket by Schneider off the rebound.
Eric might have gotten away with one there.
I think you're right. It looked like he might have been over the back. An error of commission is more easily forgivable, however.
That's correct. Nice move by
Webb.
Nice move by Eric.
Webb is just so quick. Just gives that little head fake, and away he goes. Who knows where he's going to go next? Down the paint, down to the baseline, dropping it off for a teammate.
He is. He's done that down the lane several times tonight and gotten free each time.
Webb is going to be, well, he's standing at the line, but I think they're going to give him an out of bounds here instead. Foul was before the shot. Lindquist on top. Schlaff.
Oh, that's nice move.
Pull up. It comes up
nice
short.
move by Matt
with
Cotter.
Excellent inside position, rebound and basket. We mentioned before what a nice game Matt Cotter is having tonight, and he continues this second half.
I don't know if that's going to be a foul or a carry, but it looks like a foul.
I think they're going to call a foul on Matt Cotter, his first. Brad Tate coming in for Lindquist with 4:53 remaining in the third quarter. Wildcats are up by 11. Long to inbounds the ball. Fry back to Long. Long is a husky young man, but certainly moves well. Offensive foul on Nocedas is the call. Now that's a real important foul there too, Dale. If you think about it, both of their starting guards have 4 fouls.
That's
with
correct.
1.5 quarters about left to go in the contest. And they have only 4 players on the bench to spell them. Cotter, nice move by Matt. Again. Oh. Well, he got the idea of passing it back out to Webb, and as a result, the ball goes out of bounds.
I haven't substituted yet, Larry, for number 11, Todd
Nocedas.
There
he goes for the shot. No good, and Schlaff comes away with the rebound. Boy, we say Schlaff on the rebound a lot, along with Cotter. And there it's a little bit too hasty maybe with that shot, but Nocedas comes back. Swinehart up, good. 42 for the Lions, 51 Wildcats. Webb coming up against Nocedas. Coach Tate hollering out instructions for the high-low stack offense. Webb. That's going to be the fifth foul on Nocedas. Nocedas didn't think so, and the official, of course, gave him no sympathy. That will be his 5th personal, and so Coach Pumford is going to have to substitute with 3:54 remaining in the third quarter.
He's going to put...
That's Brian Kay.
Yes,
isn't it?
It is. Brian Kay back in. He must be, yes, number 30, Brian Kay. Did you explain to the fans why we don't say his last name?
Well,
or maybe they think it's KK.
For him if they want us to. It's interesting, Dale, that you mentioned that, because I asked some people along the sidelines from Newaygo how to pronounce the name, and they said, just say Brian Kay. We don't know how to pronounce it either. So
it's Koenigsegg or something like that.
Oh, that was good. That was a good attempt. You get an A for effort, Dale. Webb with the point from the charity stripe makes it a 10-point difference in favor of the Wildcats, 52-42. 53-42 as Long brings it back up court against Ryan Anglum. Swinehart from outside, the leading rebounder and scorer, puts up a 3 and misses. Nice position rebound. Schlaff controls it.
Nice move by Dougie.
Off the back of the rim that time. Brian Kay, stolen by Eric Webb. Great move by Webb. And another deflection by Webb. What is it that Eric isn't going to do tonight, Dale?
I think Eric has really made the difference tonight in his steals. He's had at least 5 steals, I'd say.
3:22 remaining.
He's going to get a breather right now as I believe Brad Tate came in.
Scott Lindquist came
back.
Both Brad and Scott are on the court now. Webb got a nice hand as he went off. The fans really appreciate his hustle, as well as the rest of the Wildcats. And this time Anglum is going to get the foul. Fans are a little upset by that, and that's in so much I don't think about the foul as the position the official was in when he called it.
Well, I think you're exactly right. I don't think anything else needs to be said.
So the Lions put it in play. That's Anglum's 2nd personal, the 3rd on the Wildcats. Lions already have 4 for the quarter. They have 3-second violation called against the Lions.
Number 22, Ferguson.
Didn't quite get out of the paint in time. He didn't argue much, though, Dale.
No, he didn't.
Knew it.
No, he didn't argue at all.
Schneider bringing the ball up. Schneider to the baseline to Tate. And there we have the foul on Brian Kay as Brad Tate drove to the outside. So Tate will be at the free throw line, and if you're a Lion, you don't want Tate at the line. Well, maybe you're not going to put him at the line.
I guess we're not going to go to the line.
I thought that was his...
Mr. Keel at the bench is catching at his course, his usual efficient self.
Looking across the way, you saw the 2 fingers go up, the signal for 1 in bonus. As I was saying, Tate is one of the leading free throw shooters in the league, Dale, shooting 80-some%, I'm sure, 84%. As a matter of fact, 84% is a familiar number to you.
Rings a bell, doesn't it?
Number of points in your career?
No, that's not what the number represents.
I know it's not. It's the percentage Mr. Schrader had from the line during his high school.
That's like one of those stories that continues to grow, though, I think, Larry.
Well, as Long drove the paint for the Lions, he drew the personal against Tate, I believe.
It's interesting, Larry. We've bumped that lead again up to 15, and it doesn't seem like this time it's happened all of a sudden. It's just kind of crept up, and combination of things.
Good observation, Dale. Back out to Brian Kay.
Nice ball movement.
Ray with the 2.
Excellent ball movement on the part of the Lions.
Lindquist moving the ball up against Kay. Across the timeline, down the paint, down to Mark Schneider. And we're going to have a charging foul, I think, on Lindquist. Makes it his 4th personal. So I'm thinking we're going to have Eric Webb come off the bench and give Scott Lindquist a break.
Boy, Scott made a beautiful pass off that break down the middle, and just too bad that...
Now I think we're going to have a question about whether that was an offensive foul or after the pass was made. And I think the call is after the pass, because they're going to go back down to the other end, Dale, and give them the 1 in bonus, that being the 5th personal on the Wildcats. 13-point lead for the Wildcats, and Swinehart will be at the line. Swinehart, I think, has played the entire contest, hasn't he, Dale?
Yes, he has. He's been their strong man out there tonight.
6'3" senior, banks it off the glass and cuts the margin to 12. One more attempt now for Swinehart. This time it comes back to the Lions off the rebound. Outside Long with the 3-point attempt, no good. Outside shot, no good once again by Kay. Fry, no good, and Webb comes away with the rebound. Pulls up, shot, good from 15 feet. Eric Webb having a career night here.
That's
tonight.
A good example, Larry, of knowing what to do at the right time. There's Mark.
Schneider with an interception. 2 points. Jeff Fry, good from the other end.
Almost a good play by Mark Schneider.
Well, we had 2 steals in a row there, Dale, that bumped us up to 61 points, a 14-point lead now. 61-47 with 1:35 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Webb from 17, a little short that time. Long ahead to Kay. Kay driving in, up, good. Back to 12. Back Cotter. Brad Tate with the reverse pivot, brings it across. 10 seconds is the call against the Wildcats made by referee Jerry Porter. And so the Wildcats have an unforced turnover that time. 1:14 remaining with a 12-point lead.
There again, we're talking about unforced or forced turnovers, I guess we should say. Montague just got it up to 16, and now it's down to 12 again.
Swinehart listening to instructions from Coach Pumford. We have an offensive foul called on Swinehart. Coach Pumford was trying to tell his players to set up a particular play, and Swinehart draws the personal foul, his 3rd in the process. Anglem drops it for Tate.
I don't know if we're going to go with one shot, Larry, here, or I guess not. We're going to move it right away.
Webb is going to be, well, I thought he was going to be called for the travel or it would go out of bounds, but I think Brian Kay is going to pick up the foul as he must have grabbed Eric from the inside away from us, Dale.
Well, those are tough calls to make. They really are, and some of the Newaygo fans are not being very sympathetic to the judgment of the official, but it really is difficult to determine whether or not he's been bumped or whether that was just a slip. First free throw is good by Eric. Eric's, like you said, had a banner evening. He's played both ends of the court.
Oh, he surely has. He has to have 14 or 15 points at this point at least.
Yes.
And half a dozen or more steals.
Well, he's made things happen.
Oh, just excellent play on the part of Eric Webb tonight. Excellent. Inbounds pass is stolen by Matt Cotter. Cotter to the baseline, saves it for Anglem. Up, no good, Anglem. We're going to have a foul called on number 24,
I believe. Jason Long.
Jason Long. So Anglem will be at the charity stripe. Third personal on Long. And the Lions are getting to the point where they're going to be in real foul trouble here, Dale, with 34 seconds left in the third quarter.
They've fouled one player out already, number 11, Todd Mercedes, and I believe number 12, Nathan Holtz, has 4 personals.
You're right.
And Montague, on the other hand, I think just has Scott in trouble right now. I believe Scott has 4.
You're right. Swinehart for the Lions. I understand you know a little bit more than I do about Mr. Swinehart there.
Well, just so happens Gary Bodine and I referee football in the fall, and Mr. Swinehart's grandfather, Joel Swinehart's grandfather, is one of the, I guess you'd say, game officials down at Grant, and always treats us very royally when we come down there as a football officiating crew. We've gotten to know his grandfather quite well over the last 6 or 7 years, and is a real gentleman and a nice host to do business with, so to speak.
Well, Ottinger's going to be at the line as Joe Swinehart comes out of the contest for a few minutes, replaced by number 15, Dan Longcore. I believe that's his first time in the game tonight. Number 22 also coming back in, Dave Ferguson for Long. Jamie Ottinger, first time from the line, and this evening he's good. One more attempt now. Brad Tate picked up that personal. It was his third. 7 seconds left in the third quarter, and now it's 64-51, that 13-point lead for the Wildcats.
Well, this is real interesting.
Wildcats turnover is almost a basket for the Lions, as number 21, Jamie Ottinger, put it up at the buzzer, but it fell harmlessly off the rim. So at the end of the third quarter, the score is Montague 64, Newaygo 51. Dale, 8 minutes to go in the next to last regular season game of the year for the Wildcats, and they're about to, if they continue this, at least chalk up another victory, which would bring them to 18-1. Quite a record. And is it any wonder we're gaining a little recognition?
Outstanding record, and our records the last 4 years, as we mentioned, I believe 21-2, 20-3, and 20-3, and that's pretty tough to beat anywhere. And I don't know how many of those games we've actually lost in this home court, but I'm sure you can count them on one hand.
Well, I'm sure you're right, because several of those defeats have come at the regional tournament.
That's
at least
correct.
2 of those have. And I remember Mason County Central coming down here in 1988, knocking us off. So you never can tell in the league. And of course, this year we've had a good balance in the league. A week ago now, when we were playing Shelby and broadcasting that game, they were tied with us. Now, of course, they've lost 3 straight league games and find themselves mired lower in the pack.
It's just amazing how 1 week can just tell the tale. I believed that that was going to be a real tough week for Shelby last week, and it turned out being that way. But it's kind of nice to be able to go up to Mason County Friday night and know that we had the league championship stashed away.
Right.
Although I don't think that really makes it any less important of a game, in some ways at least, because Coach Tate is going to want to play a real top-notch game in preparation of the tournament next week.
The Lions maintaining control here for a half a minute in the fourth quarter. Nice ball movement. We're going to have a blocking foul, I think, called.
That's going to be the 5th foul on number 12, Nathan Holtz.
Right.
And I believe they called that he never set himself. He kept moving, and I believe that was the call of a block that was made. tough call, but that's the way it goes.
Nathan Hulse played a nice floor game for the Newaygo Lions tonight. He's being replaced by Brian Kay.
Well, this certainly changes the complexion of their lineup, Larry, with both their starting guards out. And what better person than to have Doug Schlaff at the line? Doug currently is 4th in the conference, Larry, at 82%.
This is the second, but no, there. Jeff Fry and trying to get the ball back out. Took a little hop step there.
Forced error again by our players.
14-point lead for the Wildcats. 7:31 remaining. Ball knocked out of bounds once again by the Lions. Long, Jason Long. Brad Tate to put it into play. Mark Schneider.
I was going to say that ball looked like it hit the baseline.
It did.
It did.
And the official caught it too. And I'm sure our cameraman caught it, Gary Bodine.
I'm sure
right
he
on
did.
The stick there. Another turnover for the Wildcats. I'm sure that's one thing that Coach Tate is going to be mentioning in some fashion to his troops tonight or tomorrow in practice. They need to cut down on those turnovers, Dale, if they're going to have an outstanding game against the
That's a real good point, Larry. If there's one thing we've seen tonight that's probably the weakness is the number of turnovers that the Broncos had. That the Wildcats.
That was the Leroy Broncos, my home school, many months ago.
Was it really?
Yes.
Oh, Freudian slip.
Yes. Ball bounces out long, drop to Webb from Tate.
Good play by Eric, bringing it back out.
Tate from 3, short, and Swinehart, their leading rebounder, has it stolen by Schlock. Basket's good.
I hate to say this, Larry, but I turned away, and I shouldn't have done that.
And we're going to have a jump ball call here.
That's a good call.
6:45 remaining. The ball will go to Montague on the.
On the other hand, we should mention, Larry, that Montague certainly has forced a lot of turnovers on Newaygo's part as well. So,
absolutely.
And if you look at it as who has more turnovers, I'm not so sure who has more turnovers, but it's close, I'm sure. But we've certainly forced a lot of them on the part of Newaygo as well.
Oh, we have. You're right. Lindquist in for the Wildcats. Ottinger for the Lions. It's just very little way to stop that move.
The only way he could stop it is to back off a little bit, Larry, not play it quite so tight and give him a little bit of ground. I'm awfully surprised that they play him that close up.
3-point shot from outside by Ottinger goes off the top of the backboard.
You know, I think we ought to say Newaygo is not a bad ball club.
No, they're not.
And we're up by 18 points, so we haven't been playing too badly. Sometimes we expect so much perfection out of our kids. I don't think that we think they should be out and winning by 20 points every game.
Well, if you check the papers on Wednesday and Saturday mornings, you see that the Newaygo County Athletic Association has a lot of good contests over there.
They do.
And we're
they do
seeing
indeed.
one team that adds to that competition right here tonight. Excellent shot by Doug after the assist.
Nice drive.
Inside move by Ottinger.
Eric's going to go right.
Split the defense. Drops it back to Eric. Up.
Nice move.
Good.
Beautiful
assist
pass.
to Schlaff. Beautiful ball.
Almost like a give and go. Eric passed it to Doug, who passed it right back.
Schneider this time. Baseline. Pulls up, and he's fouled by Long. Jason Long.
It's going to be his 4th.
That's his 4th. You're right, Dale.
It'd be really hurting, devastating, I guess is the right word, if he were to foul out.
5:38 remaining in the 4th quarter. 73-53, a 20-point lead now. I believe that's the largest lead of the game for the Wildcats, Dale.
Yes, it
back
is.
in for the Wildcats, giving Eric Webb a rest. And there's the 3rd timeout called by the Newaygo Lions. 20 points down, 5:38 to go. I won't say that's an insurmountable obstacle in front of you, Dale, but Coach Mumford has to kind of reach into his bag of tricks really deep and come up with a miracle.
I think it's significant. It's been several minutes since they've hit a 3-point basket, and they've either stopped shooting them or have missed them. I don't recall what's been more prevalent, but for a while there they were hitting a lot of 3-point baskets. So you're correct. It's not insurmountable, but they're going to have to turn turn that ball around and shoot very quickly. They can't afford to hold on to it because every possession becomes important at this stage of the game.
Well, Dale, let's talk a minute here about the girls volleyball contest, a district tournament coming up this Saturday, March 2nd, here at Montague High School. Muskegon Catholic against the Oak Ridge Eagles at 10 o'clock in the morning. Holton against Montague at 11 o'clock. The Oak Ridge Catholic winner versus Whitehall at noon. And then, of course, the contest goes on in the afternoon. The 1:30 game will be the championship match. That's an approximate time for the championship, of course, depending upon the other contests. After
the first game.
First game, of course, all contests are going to be approximate times, but 10, 11, and 12 if everything goes according to somebody's plan. Nice deflection by Anglo.
Who just missed those free throws? I hate to say that Did I ask you an embarrassing question?
Yes.
Because that just struck me. Mark Schneider is the leading free throw shooter in the conference, I believe, and he missed. I've never seen him miss 2 this year. I don't think.
I haven't either, and that's certainly very unusual.
Mark is shooting just about 85%.
Anglem from Cotter, short, and Swinehart comes away with the rebound. Long up court to Kay. Kay, the baseline, over the top. Kay with nice persistence that time by Kay, got his own rebound and basket. 73-55.
Real heady play by Scott. He knew he had 4 personals and came up just a little short in trying to block it.
Anglem with the ball inside to Cotter. Cotter with the baseline move. Nice inside move that time. He can't get it to drop, but made a nice move to get around the player Long. Swinehart. Long. Swinehart from 3, short, out of bounds. Yeah, I want to go back to that volleyball action for a minute. Catholic versus Oak Ridge at 10. Holton and Montague, 11. The Oak Ridge Catholic winner versus Whitehall at 12 or thereabouts. Now, one thing I want to comment about is that the Wildcats varsity squad has had just an outstanding season, the best volleyball at this level since I can remember at Montague High School. They won a tournament last Saturday, as I recall.
That's correct.
I think their overall record is something like 19-5, maybe 19-6 for the season. And you couldn't ask much more of Coach Mary Jackson and her crew in terms of effort they put out this year.
Well, Mary Jackson, this is her 2nd year, I believe, as the coach of the Wildcats, the Lady Wildcats, and really has helped turn that program around. And I think you can see it in the caliber of play of the girls this year as opposed to just even last year. They have really adopted her system, and they finished 2nd in the conference, I believe.
Yes.
With Ravenna winning it, they were expected to win it, but I don't think anybody expected Montague to come in 2nd.
No, that's right, for sure. Anglem with a good shot from the charity stripe. And I should also mention, Dale, that the junior varsity Wildcat gals had an excellent season as well. I don't know what their record is, but I know they came on strong late in the season.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I happened to see some parts of the last home match, and after the contest, as a matter of fact, the JV team lost the first game and was behind the 3rd game, I think 11-0, and they came back to win the game.
Is that right?
And won the match. And I talked to a couple players afterwards, and they indicated they ended up 500 and did real well the last half of the season, I believe.
Well, the Wildcats are moving the ball around. There's Webb into Schloff, off the glass, rolls out of the front. Nice Cotter.
Great hustle by Matt Cotter. Just couldn't quite control it, but it was an excellent try.
Matt Cotter, of course, a graduating senior entering Duke University next fall. Long now, with 3:34 remaining. The Lions looking to narrow the gap. Kay off the back. Webb with the rebound from Schloff, actually. Foul is called, I believe. Well, I guess I'm
number
not
21, I believe.
21, Ottinger is who that is. That's his first foul. Jamie Hooks into the contest. Mark Pascavas coming in as well. Webb will be at the line. And we're going to have another timeout for Newaygo with 3:27 left. 75-55, still that 20-point difference that we talked about at the last timeout, Dale.
Well, I think the contest, for all intents and purposes, is close to being over, but I'm not sure what strategy he's going to employ the last 3 minutes and 27 seconds, but certainly he's going to want him to get the ball up court quickly and shoot it. And his first chance that they get to get rid of the ball, because they just can't afford not to shoot and try to score as quickly as possible.
Well, you mentioned that Newaygo is a good club. They've scored 55 points tonight. That's below their season scoring average, I'm sure. And they have a tough contest coming up Friday night. As we mentioned, they play Kent City in their last regular season game. If they beat Kent City, they'll both be 12-2, tied for the NCAA championship. And then they play one of our opponents as well, Grant, in the opening round of their districts hosted at Newaygo. So Coach Pumford, even though he's probably a little down tonight, knows they've had a good season and looks forward to continuing action.
And I really believe, Larry, a game like this doesn't necessarily hurt them going into Friday night. I think you want to win, obviously, before you go into a big game. But on the other hand, they've been tested tonight, and sometimes that can make a difference when you're really going into a big game, as such as they are Friday night.
Webb sinks 1 of 2 there for the Wildcats. And the Lions will put it in bounds as it went off the Wildcat player.
I guess you'd have to say our defense has been outstanding in the second half, Larry. They've only scored 19 points, I believe. Or I should say 21, I guess it is, yes. Now.
Schlaff with another rebound, and call for traveling as he...
That's a good call.
Yes, it is. He bumped into his own player.
Jamie Hooks and Doug collided, and Doug lost his footing and as a result traveled.
Lions ball, number 15, Dan Longcore. Swinehart. Ottinger from 3. Anglum, ahead it goes to Webb. Webb, good.
Well, if Eric doesn't have 20 points tonight.
Oh, he must have 20, Dale. I don't think he's had 20 before this season, but he has to have that many this evening. Nice block by Pascavas.
Mark Pascavas.
Lions retain possession. Swinehart from 3. Webb with the rebound. Webb ahead to Anglum. Anglum to the paint. Up. Good. 80 points to 55 for the Lions. 2:27 remaining. Lions basket attempt. No good. Webb. Schlaff.
I might mention, too, Larry,
Pascavas.
Eric's been active on the boards tonight, too.
He's been active all over. Schlaff drops it for Anglum. Fouled on the shot by Brian Kay.
At this point, you just don't want anybody to get hurt.
Oh, you're right, Dale. That's a concern, too, in a game like this at this point in time.
I really have that concern. I've seen that happen.
Webb and Schlaff coming out.
Maybe that's a concern Coach Tate has, too, but with only 2 minutes left in a contest that's, I hate to say, but it's meaningless in the first place, in some ways at least.
Yes.
You don't want anybody to get hurt after it's been decided, especially.
25-point lead now for the Wildcats. Anglum looking to add to it with 2 attempts here. Good on the first. Anglum has had an outstanding game tonight. I don't know how many points he's gotten, but I would guess he's in the 8 to 10, 12 maybe neighborhood, something like that. But he's also had some nice rebounds and defensive moves.
Well, I use the word steady to describe Ryan all the time. He's very, very consistent.
Turnover by the Lions. Ball will come in for the Wildcats as Anglum goes out of the game. Lindquist coming up the floor. We're going to have an offensive foul called on Scott Lindquist. That'll be his 5th personal. 5th personal for Scott. Brad Tate coming into the lineup to replace him. 1:54 remaining in the contest. Scott's had a lot of trouble tonight, Dale.
Well, when he's played well, I thought. He's been very active, but just sometimes the calls just don't go your way.
Brian Kay, 3-point range.
Oh.
Up and down off the Wildcats.
I thought it was going to go right back down through the...
It certainly looked like it from here. You're right.
I wonder what the chances of doing that are.
We don't have a statistic on that. I'm not sure. Jamie Hooks with the steal. Brad Tate. Matt Cotter. Cotter to the paint. Up.
Nice.
Good.
Looked like a guard.
You bet. Ottinger, long from 3-point again. No good. 1:18 remaining, 84-55. And Dale, you mentioned a birthday. Can I mention a birthday too while we're still on the air here?
Absolutely. We can play Willard Scott.
I happen to know a lady that's a loyal Wildcat fan, comes to all their contests, both home and away. She has a grandson on the junior varsity team. Just been an absolute Wildcat fan, not just this season, but for many seasons. I happen to know her as well as our babysitter. Florence Cedarquist has a birthday today. We won't say how many, but she is...
Is she older than 18?
I think she's older than 18. Florence Cedarquist celebrating her birthday today, along with Matt Cotter.
Matt Cotter.
A little difference in ages there, but...
two pretty nice people.
Pretty nice people as well. Happy birthday, Florence and Matt. Ottinger at the Lion line. Makes it 56 for the Lions. And that's over the opponent's average, Dale. I think the opponent's averaging about 51% or 51 points for the season as the Lions pick off that ball. That's Kay back to long from 3-point range. Good. And the basket's going to be good. I think the foul is going to be called underneath, away from the ball, as Mark Schneider, fighting for position on the rebound, goes hard into Kay.
That has to be Jason Long's 4th 3-pointer of the night. I believe.
You're right.
I don't think he had any other one in the third quarter or this quarter, but I believe he had 3 in the first half. So.
Well, we haven't seen Grable, their leading 3-point scorer.
No.
But they don't need him as long as they have Long, at least against us.
That's exactly right. I don't believe he's even dressed, is he? Or is
well,
he?
I look over there and I don't really see him, Dale. No. Cotter from Tate. Reach-in foul against the Lions. Frey, Jace, who is that? Frey, that's all I know.
You had the first syllable right.
Did I?
Jeff
Frey.
Jeff Fry, I believe.
Bill Smith. Sorry about that. My apologies, Jeff Fry. Matt Cotter, good from the line.
I think it's been pretty balanced scoring tonight, though, Larry. If we look, we don't have the sheets, we don't keep the scoring summary up here, but I would guess that there may be 4 people in double figures tonight.
I think you're right,
Wildcats.
Yes, I'm sure that Schlaff and Webb and Cotter and probably Anglem are all double figures.
Nice move by our superintendent out there to save a pair of broken glasses.
Superintendent Joe Winger and high school principal Roger Finland guarding the field down there. Mark Schneider on the layup, makes it 87-60. Brian Kay coming back inside the paint, 14 feet. Can't make it go, and Jamie Hooks, junior Jamie Hooks, ahead to junior Brad Tate. It was a really nice attempt at the save by Brad, but the official ruled that he was on the line when the ball was tossed back in. Some of the Wildcat fans didn't agree with that, Dale.
Well, the last shot will be taken by, well, I don't know who's going to take it.
Nobody. Ball game ends with Jamie Hooks bringing the ball down the court. Final score of this Tuesday night non-conference contest: Montague 87, Newaygo 60. Well, Dale, I enjoyed working with you again, but as we commented before, the intensity wasn't there. I didn't feel the intensity myself, and I'm sure the crowd didn't feel the intensity. 27 points wasn't really indicative of the entire contest, but on the other hand, it just wasn't quite the same as the Shelby game or the Grant game or the Mason County Central game.
Whitehall or whatever.
Whitehall, whatever.
Yeah, you're correct, Larry. It's sometimes very difficult to play, and yet I think taking that into consideration, I'd say the Wildcats played fairly well.
Oh, they did.
Their a number of turnovers, I think, was higher than what they normally have, but since this really didn't have a whole lot of meaning in terms of the conference race, the only thing it was important for was their overall record. The Wildcats played fairly well, and I'm sure that's pleasing to Coach Tate as they prepare for Mason County on Friday, which will be their last regular season game, and even more importantly then getting them ready for the tournaments which start next week.
Well, Dale, I think we're just going to wrap it up upstairs here and go down on the court and see if we can get a post-game interview on tonight's tape. And I think we're going to have a chance to interview Roger Finland and talk to him a little bit about the upcoming tournament action as well. So fans, we'll be right back with our post-game interviews. Welcome back to Montague High School. As you can see, we're on court tonight with high school principal Roger Finland. Roger, we chalked up another victory tonight. That makes our record 18-1 with one league contest remaining in this season. What do you think about this year's Wildcats?
Well, as in the past 3 years, they've just been an awful lot of fun to watch, and it's just amazing when you think, again, right now, standing here in the court, the most games we can lose this year is 3, no matter what happens the rest of the way. And of course, that's the most we've lost in any one season in the last 4 years. And outside of teams like Detroit, Southwestern, and Saginaw Duval, and maybe Saginaw Buena Vista, I don't think there's probably a better record in the state of Michigan than the Wildcats have had the past 4 years. And obviously, it's just a lot of fun to watch. But the most fun of it all for me is to watch the way our players behave on the court. I honestly believe that all athletics should be an extension of the classroom, and we teach proper behavior in the classroom, and a lot of times that doesn't carry over on the basketball court. And we've seen it with some teams that we've played, that sometimes the sportsmanship isn't the best, but the one thing that I just love about our kids is what Ray Schloff and Jim Tate have done for them to show them the proper way to behave, and I think that's why we win ball games. When it's close with 2 minutes to go, I'm always confident we're going to win because of that aspect of their coaching.
Attitude's a big part of the game, and if you're a Wildcat fan, you know that the attitude that has been displayed consistently, not just this year, but over the last 4 or 5 years by Wildcat teams has been exemplary. And of course, as you say, that's because of Jim Tate and Ray Schloff and the way they've handled these kids. And it doesn't hurt, of course, that we've had a good record. Over the past 4 years, I think, can you recall what the record is, Roger? Something like 79-9 or 79-8, something like that.
I think after tonight's victory, it's 79-9, and we added that up the other day, and that's, again, just a phenomenal record. And Jim Tate has done that, before at Shelby. He had phenomenal records there, and I think the combination of he and Ray Schloff as coaches, I don't think there's a better combination in the state. They both know basketball. Ray, of course, a super college basketball player for Western Michigan when he went to college. And I always say every night when we have the place full and we've got 10 players out on the floor and 5 more on the benches, that Ray's still the best ball player in the gymnasium at the age of 43.
He makes it look easy.
Yeah, he sure does.
Who have played against him. You're absolutely right. Now, next week we're going to have the tournaments here, and can you kind of give us a brief rundown on some of the things that will be happening here next week?
Well, we're going to have a good time with the tournament. We really enjoy hosting it here at Montague. I think we do some extra things that may not happen in tournaments in other places. First of all, my philosophy is that the tournament's for the kids. We only make 30% of the gates. The state takes 70% of our gates, so we do not make a lot of money. Some schools look at it as a way to put another $1,500 in their athletic fund. I look at it as something that we can take that money to do things special for the kids. We purchased a t-shirt for each kid that's going to be in the tournament. We make buttons to put in their locker. We make name tags for their lockers so that when they come into the locker room at night, their name is up on their own locker. This year we've added a little bit. We're going to have sloppy joes and pop for them after the game is over, and we're going to use the proceeds from the tournament to do that. And if we make a few $100s, that's fine. And if we don't, and the kids have a memorable experience, that's what's important. We did the same thing for the girls this fall, and the other night when Shelby played here, I noticed a number of their kids had those T-shirts on that we gave them during the girls' tournament. And Rick Zulik, the coach from Shelby, mentioned yesterday at our tournament drawing how much the girls enjoyed it. So I think that's what it's all about, and quite frankly, I think the state should probably kick more money back to the local district for this and help them out with it, because I remember when I was in high school, we were an atrocious basketball team. We were the Comets was our nickname, but more aptly, we were probably the Vomits, I guess, because we were bad. And we went to tournaments every year, and we always got beaten in the first game, and I have nothing really pleasant to remember about it. But you know, the only team usually that has a pleasant memory is the one that wins. And a few years down the road, these kids might, you know, at first be sad that they lost, but down the road they can say, gee, that was run well and we had a good time and it was a memorable experience for everybody, and I think that's what's important.
Well, Roger, I think it's also important for us to note for the White Lake area fans that this next week will mark the third state tournament that you've hosted here at Montague High School this year. And I think that says something pretty neat about you as the person who's put that together for the most part, and also, of course, the players, as you mentioned, are the ones that gain from that.
Well, you know, it's been a lot of work, and I got to thank Chuck Hulse. Chuck, of course, was the AD and applied for all these tournaments, and we got him. And then, thanks a lot, Chuck. You left me with it, but really, it's an awful lot of fun. And of course, we had the girls' basketball, as we mentioned, and the boys' basketball everybody knows about. And this Saturday, March 2nd, we're going to host the girls' volleyball tournament, and I am super excited about that. And I wish we could get some adult fans to come to that, because volleyball is an exciting sport, and Montague just compiled its best record in the school history. We are 22-6 for the season. We are 12-2 in the league, which put us in sole possession of second place. This past Saturday, we won the West Shore Community College Invitational. It was the first ever first place trophy taken by any volleyball team in Montague history. So the girls, I hope they can win the district. I'm really excited about that, but even if they don't, they've left their mark. But I think they've got an excellent shot at that. There are some good teams in it. Oak Ridge is up and down, but they can play well. Whitehall, I think, is a real good team, and they've shown that all year long. And of course, Holton from the NCAA league was only 5-5 in their league, but their league has traditionally been a lot tougher than ours in volleyball, so they're going to be a good team too.
Maybe you could just mention for the audience, some questions probably are out there, is how does a school end up getting the tournaments? What process do you have to go through?
Well, each year the State High School Athletic Association sends out an entry blank for all of the tournaments that you would like to host. And you simply sign up for it, and then they have a tournament selection committee. And this year Ray Schloff served on that committee, along with Jim Tate served on it for the boys, Ray for the girls tournaments. And then you sort of go down and plead your case as to why you think you should have the tournaments. In our league, it's been pretty much the last number of years that they have rotated it. Shelby, Hart, both have nice facilities. Whitehall, of course, has a big enough facility to host it. Mason County had it last year, and now us. So I think it's good to rotate it. I think every school should get a shot at it. And, you know, it's our turn, and we're just, as I say, happy to have it.
Let me ask you about something else. I've heard a term mentioned around school today that I think the White Lake fans are going to hear more about in the next week or two here. Something about a quad squad. Could you tell me the significance of that term and what you've done at Montague High School to try and commemorate the term quad squad?
Well, last year when we won our third straight championship, I went to our art department, Miss Tavener, and had her draw some caricatures of the players, and we put it on a T-shirt and called it the three-peat because it was our third championship. And of course that was the big thing with the Lakers a few years ago, that they wanted a three-peat, and of course the Detroit Pistons stopped all that. And so we were able to three-peat in the league, and I, you know, got the idea of the T-shirt. In fact, we started on it before we won the league, and then we lost to Oak Ridge last year, so we stopped production. But anyway, we got to do that, and I gave a shirt at the assembly to each one of the basketball players and cheerleaders. So this year, we can't keep it secret. All the kids know that it's going to happen. And what do? A four-peat doesn't sound quite right. And one day in the faculty lounge, somebody, and I can't remember who, I've given credit to Van Lawrence, our ag teacher, but he says it wasn't him, said quad squad. So this year it's going to be quad squad with the caricature on the front. And then Paul Schloff the other night thought maybe it would be good if we could commemorate all the teams. So on the back of the shirt we're going to have 1988, and it'll have all the participants from that year, 1989, and for all the years. So all 4 teams will be listed on the back. And you know, I still see the three-peat shirt all over the gym and all over the school, and the adults got into it. I think we sold like 200 of them last year. So they're going to be $10, and if anybody wants one, just see me. Again, the cost is used to defray the fact that we give them to the kids. I don't care if I make any money on it. This year I'm trying to make a little bit because I want to pay for the Sloppy Joes and Pop to help that fund too. So that's the significance of Quad Squad, and we're really proud of it.
Roger, we're standing on the floor here right now, and it's empty and pretty quiet, but we know that come next week, Saturday for the volleyball and beginning Monday for the basketball, we'll have some exciting action here. And one of the things that I think we can take pride in is the sportsmanship that's been demonstrated throughout the last several seasons. We mentioned that in terms, you commented about it earlier with regard to the players on the court, but our fans have also had good sportsmanship. That's been attributed in no small measure to your work with the entire community on the importance of that. What do you think about going into this tournament? Are we going to continue to see that kind of sportsmanship from our community?
Well, I certainly hope so. I think the community has embraced it as something that they feel is important, and I think the community has become proud of it. We've won a couple of sportsmanship awards the last couple of years, last year's boys district, this year's girls district. For me, standing in the gym, I really don't enjoy the game sometimes all that much because I'm nervous about what can happen. I don't mind the spontaneity of some things. You know, if we feel the ref makes a bad call, I think it's sort of normal to get up and for a few seconds voice of displeasure. But, you know, prolonged booing and shouting obscenities at officials and those kinds of things, I think are way out of bounds for fans. And I think this year, you know, and again, I give our student body a lot of credit and our adults credit, but this year we've had, in some instances, a little more display of some things that I haven't been happy with. Tonight, for example, I was really afraid somebody might get hurt. I didn't see where it came from or how it happened, but somebody threw a small rubber ball out on the floor on 2 different occasions tonight. And boy, if somebody would have stepped on that or something, you know, and they did it, and it came from our stands, and they did it when Newaygo was going the other way. But you look at the quickness of Eric Webb and some of these kids, if they could have stolen the ball, it would have been possible for them to step on that thing and get hurt with it. And that's scary. And it was thrown over toward the opposing stands. It could hit somebody in the eye, you know. And first of all, they're just kids. And sometimes I don't think they obviously don't think like adults do, and maybe that's good. But things like that put other people in danger or put other people down are what concern me. I like the good, healthy cheering, and this year we've had a lot of that. Our cheerleaders have gotten some cheers going about spirit, and they stand up and make body movements and so forth, and that's the first time we've had that much organization in our cheers. That stuff is great, and sometimes people accuse me of not wanting a lot of enthusiasm. Man, the more enthusiasm we have, the better off we are. But I want it to be good, healthy, positive enthusiasm. I don't like to, you know, we've all played sports or done things where we've been in the limelight. And if somebody puts one up and they miss the basket, they feel bad enough. They don't need 1,000 people chanting air ball. And that's one of the bad legacies we have from the colleges, I think, that we're not sensitive to other people's feelings. But I know it hurts as a player. I've been criticized when I was in high school, and I remember that criticism, and it doesn't feel good. And so what we try to do and emphasize is the fact that we want positive cheering. Some of our student body isn't going to buy into that, but most have, and I've got a lot of praise for them. They've done an excellent job, and the adults have been supportive and good, and I just hope that spirit carries over into the tournaments.
I think it's no question about it, Raj, that you said it before, that our kids, whenever there's a call that goes against them, they show no reaction hardly at all, no emotion. And I think over the course of the last 3 or 4 years, we've won ball games because of the discipline that they've displayed in that way. I think we're getting the sign that we're supposed to wrap this up, Mr. Lindquist. Would you care to make any last-second predictions on next week's tournament?
Well, I don't predict other than that there are going to be some good ball games played. I think a lot of people have looked for the White Lake matchup. again. And, you know, I'm not going to sell heart short because you never know what's going to happen in a tournament. But on paper, it would certainly appear that Montague and Whitehall are going to meet again, and that's going to be a great basketball game. In the other bracket, you got MCC that's been coming along real well toward the end of the year. And, of course, we know Shelby took their lumps last week with 3 losses. But when we were beaten by 1 point up at Shelby, I thought that we were a much better team than they were, and we just had a bad night. After watching Shelby down here, they're a good basketball team, and I feel that any one of those 4 teams, MCC, Shelby, Whitehall, or Montague, could come out of this tournament. So it's going to be a good time, and we invite people to come in and enjoy the fun. Come early. We've got 1,300 tickets for sale, and when they're gone, we're going to have to close it off. We might have some closed circuit TV in our band room, but other than that, those are all the tickets we have.
Just one more word. I want to remind fans, too, that on Saturday the 2nd, we have the district volleyball tournaments. And, Roger, can you tell us one more time what time our Montague squad will be playing there?
Probably around 11 o'clock. The tournament starts at 10, and then all other times are approximate, 11, 12, and then 1:30 for the championship game. But if people were to get here at 11 o'clock, I'm sure they wouldn't miss any of the Montague-Holton game.
Okay, Roger. Well, I thank you very much for spending some time with us, and on behalf of our broadcasting team, we wish you the best of luck and good job putting all the district tournaments together for Montague High School throughout the season.
Thank you, and I want to thank you two guys for all you do with the broadcasting. It's super. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. Well, there you have it, Dale, a little outlook on things to come as we wind down this season. I do want to remind the fans that for the basketball tournament action, we will be broadcasting all the Montague games. That means Tuesday night will be on the air. Hopefully Thursday night we'll be on the air, and then regardless of who is in the final bracket on Saturday, we will be on the air with that contest. Dale, going into the last league game of the season for the Wildcats, we have a pretty good chance of coming out with an excellent record, 19-1, I'd say.
I think that this team is motivated. They've set some goals for themselves. We've talked to some of the kids about their goals, and I'm sure one of them was to have as close to an undefeated season as they could. And every game is important, and I think they're gonna play hard up at Mason County Friday night to get ready for the tournaments next Tuesday.
Well, folks, that's it from Montague High School, where tonight the Wildcats emerged victorious by a score of 87-60 over the visiting Newaygo Lions. Until next time, this is Larry Lindquist along with
Dale Schrader
saying good night.